Imagine a world where everybody is connected. Imagine a world where somebody in Japan can do a transaction with somebody in the United States without high banking fees. Imagine a world no longer ruled by greedy corporate banks. There's going to become a time when we think of central banks in the same way we think about calling an operator to talk to a friend on the phone. This weird, annoying entity that came between us and the things we actually wanted. You aren't going to drown in fees anymore. You aren't going to borrow money from a bank. You aren't going to fight a half a dozen middlemen. It'll just be you and your money anywhere on earth. And once this happens, cryptocurrency could very well make the US dollar obsolete. Once people understand how easy this is and get used to it, the demand for legacy money controlled by a government and bank is going to plummet like a rock. Welcome to the world of cryptocurrency. Background noise there. All right. Good evening, everybody. About to say good morning. Welcome. This is our late night crypto talks. This is Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for being here. There's so many other things you could be doing with your time. And we're going to be having a special late night crypto talk tonight where this is rare that I do this, but I'm going to start doing this more often, where I'm going to have special guest speakers that's going to be coming on to share about different projects that are a part of in the crypto space that you guys can hear about and you might want to be a part of. So that's going to be, instead of you hearing directly from me, you can hear directly from them. And we talked about getting involved with NFTs and Metaverse in December when we first made the move. And one of the first opportunities that I ever bought NFTs with was with a program called TOAX, TOAX. I have the people behind that's going to be speaking tonight. But before we get to that, go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestion, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. Now, saying that, we have so far on, I see Prelvis Lofties from Corpus Christi, Texas, and Prelvis is also going to be one of my panelists in our upcoming 5-day challenge that starts next week. Marnita Casa from Colorado is another panelist next week. Treva, what's going on, Treva from Texas, well, Arkansas, Texas. Christine from Northern Illinois. Tammy Turner from Soap Lake. Let's see, Folarunso from Nigeria, you're up late. Gina Muhammad from Philly. Lois Paris from Ontario, Canada. Shelly Hendricks Pearson from Burleson, Texas. Jared from the Bahamas. From the Bahamas, welcome. Good late night. That's no problem. No problem at all. So the first thing we must do is what we always do is we're going to cover some crypto information, and then I need to give you guys some updates on the 5-day challenge next week. If you have not upgraded to VIP, you're going to be missing out on a lot of stuff. I only deal with VIPs. You want to upgrade. So first, let's look at the crypto cap right now. Crypto market cap. All right, we're still sitting at 2 trillion. It is literally flatline over the last 24 hours. 0. Bitcoin dominance is at 38%. Ethereum is at 17.9. Bitcoin is sitting at 41,700. Those of you who listened to Crypto Talk this morning know that I have been watching this closely. We're in this bubble range between 41,000 and 45,000. And we're waiting to see if they can pop that 45,000 mark. Then we can see it shoot on up to 50,000 plus. But if it penetrates that lower mark, below 40,000, it could slide down to between 35, 38K, maybe even lower. Personally, I hope it goes lower. You know, some of you guys, well, what are you crazy? Shouldn't it go higher? No. I actually wanted to go lower, and I wanted to stay low for as long as possible. Why? Because that is buying territory for us. That means we have more opportunity to be able to buy as much as possible and accumulate while it is cheap. We want it while it's cheap. We don't want it as expensive. What is the old saying that we have? The old saying is you want to buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Always remember that. Buy low, sell high. So let's also, before I bring up our gentlemen for the TOAX, I've got a special announcement to make for the 5-day challenge. Who likes free stuff? No, who likes to get free opportunities? I do. I always like free stuff. So I'm going to show you guys what's happening here. First, you got to register for the 5-day challenge. Get back with however you know me. You know, if you don't know me directly, go back to the person, whoever knows you that knows me, introduce you to me. Ask them if they are part of the 5-day challenge, if they registered, and if they're a promoter or not. If the answer is no, then you want to go to ilcachallenge.com. ilcachallenge.com, register for the event. We have starting on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We have topics every day. The first day topic is going to be, are you familiar with Satoshi Nakamoto? Second day is how the blockchain works. Third day, why do we need cryptocurrencies? How does cryptocurrency work? Day 4, unlocking cryptocurrency. And then day 5, the path to becoming a digital currency billionaire. The path to becoming a digital currency billionaire. So those are the 5 days. Now here's a special promo. First, you've got to be a VIP member. So once you register, you're going to be redirected for the opportunity to become a VIP member for one-time $97. VIP members get backstage access. You won't be just watching this on Facebook. You'll be on the Zoom with me, and we'll be able to interact, ask questions when the live stream ends. I'm going to be keeping you guys so that we can have our own private time and ask questions and all that good stuff. Plus, you're going to get recordings of all the days, and you can have the opportunity to purchase a workbook for $14 of each of the days. And this is a $694 value for $97. So once you're a VIP, you also have the opportunity to share this with others. So you can become a promoter. There's no charge to being a promoter. You just click on, go to teachmecrypto.net or go back to the person who invited you. They will give you their promoter link. And once you're a promoter, on your dashboard, you're going to have your own link to share for the 5-day challenge. Do you have a community of people who need crypto education, who want crypto education, who desire it? And instead of you answering all the questions, plug them in. The 5-day challenge is free. But if they decide they want to become a VIP member as well, and they upgrade for the $97, I'm going to give you 10%. So now you're getting paid to refer people. If they also share with others, you're going to earn a 5% on that. And then if they share with others, we'll be adding a third tier, 15%. How about that on the third tier? So those who share with the most people from this past Monday to this Sunday, whoever shares with the most people and they upgrade to the $97 VIP pack, I'm giving you a free vacation to 4 in Vegas. Free vacation for 4 in Vegas. How about that? Also, who wants free Bitcoin? Everybody like free Bitcoin? Well, between those that are also VIP members, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, if you're a VIP member and you complete the homework assignment, and it's not hard, guys, don't think that you're back in school. You complete the homework assignment on Friday, the last day of the challenge. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, a raffle. I'm going to pick 3 names out, and I'm going to do it live so you guys can see the whole raffle. 3 names out, and I'm going to give away Bitcoin to 3 people that are VIP. I haven't decided how much yet, but a lot of that's, I can tell you at least you're going to get your money back. you know, the $97 that you paid for the whole thing, you're going to get that right back at least. So 3 winners for the VIP members. So you definitely want to be a VIP. Also in the VIP section, I'm going to be creating another Facebook group just for the VIPs. Because once you're a VIP, you're a VIP for life. We're doing the 5-day challenge every month. Every month, we're starting it all over for a new community, new people coming on board. So if you're a promoter, you were a part of last month's 5-day challenge and you're the VIP, you're going to be in the VIP on the next challenge. But by this time, you already know what to expect. You'll have a promoter link, share with others, invite others to the next VIP challenge and make money and use that money to build your crypto portfolio. But also, I'm going to start moving my crypto talks and the late night crypto talks that I do just for the VIP community, because we're going to be sharing, and you guys see what we talk about, not just the news, but we might talk about different tokens, different coins, or what we're going to do tonight, where I have special guests as part of a project where you can be the first to get in on it. So by being a VIP member, you're going to have first dibs on different projects that come across my plate. And I get hit up daily. I was on one earlier today. Somebody was promoting something to me, a new decentralized exchange they want me to take a look at. And I say no to 90% of them, but every now and then, like the TOAX, I say yes to. And there's a reason. So now, saying all that, again, to register for the 5-day challenge, ilcachallenge.com, and then to be a promoter, teachmecrypto.net. Teachmecrypto.net. So now I'm going to switch gears, and we're going to bring up some individuals that are behind the TOAX project. And one is running a little late right now, so his partner is Mr. Eric Grant. Let me bring Eric up, and let me tell you guys a little bit about Eric. I've known Eric for a couple of years. And I'll let him tell his story. He's been in this industry before even crypto, the network marketing industry, for a very long time, like myself. And he has had a lot of success, a very, very technical person. He came into crypto like I did, same realization that this is the future, but he knows far more about the inner workings and the technicality behind crypto than even I do. I like to break it down in a way my mom can understand. Eric likes to know the science behind it, how everything works in detail. And Eric and Peter called me up and said, Brandon, we're putting together a project that with the NFT space that we think you're going to like. And I was not involved in the NFT space at all. I mean, I was looking to purchase my very first NFT, and I did through this project. And Eric is also a panelist on my 5-day challenge next week. So you'll be able to hear from him again next week. But with that, Eric, go ahead, introduce yourself to everybody. And then I see Steve has just come on board, and then you can introduce and bring Steve Moran also up so everybody can hear from.
Well, fantastic, Brandon. Thank you so much for having
me. You're muted, Eric. Oh, wait a minute.
No, no, I'm not muted. You can't hear me? I don't know what to do.
You're good. That was
Can
my
you
fault.
hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because it says I'm in the show. Okay, great. All right. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for that introduction, Brandon. And yeah, I mean, I think we're very similar in many ways, that we both just dove into the crypto space, not really understanding what it was. And I tell the story all the time. You know, I was lame about crypto in the beginning. I couldn't wrap my head around Bitcoin for nothing. And I was in the early days when I could have bought Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know, when Ethereum came along, for peanuts. And I didn't, because I didn't understand the concept. Like, I just couldn't understand, how could this digital thing be worth anything? I made the biggest mistake ever, because I could be a multi-millionaire today if I would have gotten in back in those days. But, you know, that's life. We all learn as we move along, right? But what's great is that there is still tremendous opportunity. And what Brandon's talking about tonight is the NFT space. The NFT space, also in the beginning for me too, I had zero interest. Why? Because I looked at it as sort of a bubble. and well, and not even sort of, it really was a bubble and still is in many cases. And the reason it's a bubble and or was a bubble and still is a bubble in some sectors of NFT, because there are sectors now, because originally it was all digital art. And we all know that art is basically in the eye of the beholder. You know, people collect art because they love something, they have the money to be able to love that something, and so they need to, you know, puff their chest out and show off their art. Well, that's what happened in the NFT space originally. It was, you know, these crypto punks and these crypto kitties, and then they turned into, you know, all sorts of different celebrity NFTs that basically were just from name recognition, collectability, and all that kind of stuff. But what happens with that kind of stuff? It rises and it falls just as hard. And so I had zero interest in going that far out on a limb. I was willing to do that with particular cryptos for various reasons and in various, you know, belief in certain projects and everything, because there was something behind it. But art is art, and I just really couldn't wrap my mind around it. But what I didn't understand about NFTs at the time was that really with crypto, because NFT is on the blockchain, so you know you can put it sort of in the crypto category. What can happen with NFTs is everything. The sky's the limit. You can create these NFTs to do anything you want them to do. You can create them to be just art, just digital art, or you can create them to be animation, or you can create them to be videos, or you can create them to have what we call tokenomics. And what I mean by that is they can have actual value to them based off of revenues being generated from other sources, not just the sale of that NFT. And this is a lot to wrap your mind around right now. I don't expect anybody to absorb it all in this few short minutes here. But the NFT space is absolutely incredible for the potential of wealth. Where crypto is a challenge because you're hoping for enough activity through a number of individuals, like thousands or millions of individuals buying this crypto to put the price up. NFTs can be the activity of 1 or 2 or 5 people to create just a complete moonshot with NFTs. And the fact that there is the ability to create these tokenomics through revenue generation with NFTs changes the game totally. Now, if I've confused you at this point, that's okay. We're going to try to confuse you a little bit more here, but we're going to break it down into what the TOAX NFT actually is. And the TOAX NFT, while it is going to be individual pieces of art, there are a total of 10,000 available. We're right now in a pre-sale, and Brandon was fortunate enough to get in and, you know, have the vision along with some other, you know, of our associates that have gotten in, and Prelvis, who's on the call today, he pulled the trigger big time and brought another individual to the table that really pulled the trigger big time, Mr. Marty Gideon. I mean, he bought a pile of NFTs from the TOAX exchange, but these guys see the vision, and where the vision is and why the vision is so intense with TOAX is that we have one of the first, maybe the first, true revenue generating NFT. What do I mean by that? It is something that is getting revenue from another source and paying it through the NFT through a particular a designation that we can do and program ahead of time so that it's always paying out and always paying out. And that TOAX NFT actually gets the revenues from an exchange. Now, we all understand that exchanges are big revenue generators, kind of like banks. So they generate this revenue, and every time there is an activity that happens on the exchange, like a crypto buy or a TOAX buy or a crypto sell or a TOAX sell, there are fees that are charged. A percentage of those fees actually go into these NFTs. And so you're paid out in microtransactions all day long. Every single time a transaction happens on the exchange, you're paid through the NFT. So this can be unbelievable opportunity for wealth for people that are purchasing the TOAX NFT. And as far as I know, there's never been an NFT like it. It's the first of its kind. Now, this just didn't come out of the sky. This actually came from a brainchild who is actually on the call with us tonight, Mr. Steve Moran. And where this all began was I actually was the first investor on Steve's project when it was just a crypto project. He started it out as a nonprofit crypto project, and he'll tell his story about his brother. But he called me up and said, I want to do this. I've seen all these other things out there that haven't done well. I want to do one that's successful. And I said, you know what, Steve, I'm in. And so I was the first investor in the crypto side of the project. A few months later, Steve called me and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to launch an exchange. We're going to launch an NFT. And that really got my attention. We started talking about the tokenomics of the NFT. I was totally down for it. And that's when I called Peter and Brandon, and, the ball started rolling. And that's why many of you are here today. And so what I'd like to do now is introduce Steve, because Steve's going to tell a story about where this kind of all originated and, the thought behind the whole process and where we're actually going with this project. Because if you get in on this project at this stage of the game where we're at right now, while we can't promise anybody anything, you can read between the lines, folks, and see that the metaverse is where everything's going. NFTs is where everything is going. Crypto's awesome. Well, what's great is we have a combination of NFT and crypto, which we'll tell you a little bit more about. So I'm going to pass it over to you now, Steve. Steve Moran, take it away.
All right. Hey, Brandon, good to see you again. Sorry I was running a little late today. I woke up with some pink eye and had to go to the doctor this afternoon. You know what? It's good to see you guys. I am really excited about what we're doing. We started this off. Let me just give you a little bit of backstory here. For when I grew up, my little brother was 2.5 years younger than I was. And when he was 10, he was diagnosed with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy at Stanford Medical Clinic up in Palo Alto. And, the doctors told my parents that he wouldn't live to be 18. So, it was really interesting growing up in a family with a special needs child. And my brother was a tough guy, and he beat all the odds. I mean, he actually lived to be 45, but he had a horrible life. I mean, he lived 23 years on a ventilator, which is basically on a machine that breathes for you. And about 5 years into that, I'll never forget the day I went over and met with my mom, and she was just, in tears and showed me the letter from the insurance company. And, they had reached out the max on my brother's medical insurance. They'd maxed out the $1 million policy. So the insurance company was basically saying, hey, we're not going to pay for any more of this care. And, so I saw a lot of interesting things happen like that. And I've watched the charity business here for the last 50 years now. And, I've been involved with blockchain since about 2016 and really spent a lot of time with that. And like a lot of you, like I know, like Eric and like Brandon, I've tasted the waters in a lot of different areas, right? I've tried a lot of different things, and I've found a lot of things that just really didn't work very well. A lot of things that really frustrated me. And even backing up a little bit more, one of my big mentors, I'm self-educated, my biggest mentor to date is Tony Robbins, right? I have spent a lot of time with Tony over the last 32 years, and he's really helped me to understand a few things. And one of the things that Tony's just really amazing about is, how your mind works, right? And your mind is this amazing computer, but it's not user friendly, and it doesn't come with an owner's manual. And, it's been more than likely been programmed by people that really got no business programming us for where we're at in this world that we're at today. And he kind of distills it down pretty simply to the fact that, Tony believes that the quality of your life comes down to the quality of the questions you ask yourself. And I really believe that internal talk that we have is really powerful. And that's kind of what got me to this point. I'd seen a lot of coins and altcoins and things out there that were supposedly going to be helping things, but weren't really doing anything. And I just kept asking myself every day, it's like, what would happen if if somebody actually did something that was beneficial to everybody? What would that look like? What would that look like? And, when I came across the token idea, and I thought, wow, the token, this is a great idea. What we can do is we can take 70% of the money that we've raised from the token, and we can put it back into the community, and we can document that, and we can create NFTs, and we can do all kinds of cool stuff. But, I kind of realized at that point that the tokens were like, that is as critical as that is to the success of this. the NFT is where we can really make a real big difference, because the one challenge that I had is I didn't have a community. Okay. And, I believe that, our overreaching goal here is to transform 10,000 communities into economies over the next 5 years. And I didn't have a community. So, I originally thought that we could do it with tokens. And then we thought, God, look at all these NFTs that are going off. And so what if we created an NFT that actually had some tokenomics, because when we got to the token issue and we started to think about the token, one of the questions that I asked is, it seems like it's really hard to buy certain, cryptos, right? You read about Shiba Inu or these other different things, and you got to go weird to all these weird little exchanges to try and find them and to buy them. So I told my partner, Doug, I said, the first problem we have to figure out how to solve is, how can we get people to just be able to go buy it on somebody's website? Okay. I mean, think about Amazon, right? I mean, how much business would Amazon do if every time you went to Amazon to place an order, you had to go somewhere else to check out? Right. And that's kind of what the crypto space is like. I said, we need to be the ones who create the easy button. Okay. And just figure out how to do that and to put it on somebody's website. And he said, we could do that, but we've got to ultimately have our own exchange, which kind of took me down a rabbit hole and said, okay, well, we're going to have an exchange. What are exchanges about? When I was growing up, the only exchanges I heard of, you heard of Wall Street, you hear the New York Stock Exchange, and, you start doing some research and you find, okay, well, the New York Stock Exchange does about $900 million a day in trading volume. And they've been around for 230 something years. Okay. And then you go look at these coins and you go look at like Shiba Inu, Dogecoin is a great example, right? Dogecoin was created as a practical joke. It was created as a joke, and depending upon the day you look at it, it's got a $30 to $40 billion market cap, and which is just absolutely crazy, right? But they're trading about $1.5 billion to $2 billion a day in trading volume. And, I watched Shiba Inu is another one that's, their trading has been off the charts, right? It's been 3 billion, some days 4 billion. And I read now that they're thinking about putting together an exchange, right? And, it makes me look back and it's like, what, if they would have done this at the beginning, like what we did, and they'd have just listed their coin on their exchange and nowhere else, just go to our website and buy it. Shiba, for example, would be making like $3 million a day just in fees. Okay. Dogecoin would be doing the same thing, $1.5 million a day. Okay. But those fees are spread out over hundreds, maybe thousands of different exchanges, So I thought, God, that's, it's just unbelievable what one coin could do for an exchange. So how could we get exclusivity with a coin? Okay. How could we be the only ones that have that coin? And again, it kind of comes down to that self-talk every day. It's every day I'd get up and what can we do to make this better for everybody? And, that comes back to, let's talk about a charity. Let's just use Make-A-Wish. I like to use that as an example because most people have known Make-A-Wish, right? Make-A-Wish, if you go make a $1,000 deposit or $1,000 donation to them right now, you get a nice thank you and you get a tax deduction. It'd be really cool if you could go in and, you got some tokens at the same time, right? But even taking it a step further and looking at all of the past goodwill that charities and foundations and things have done, those can all be created into like one-of-a-kind NFTs for their audience. And when you start to think about it along those lines, it really, just sparks a lot of potential opportunity of the things that can be done. If you can go in, Make-A-Wish, for example, has done 500,000 wishes, granted 500,000 wishes around the world, right? But that's an awful lot of NFTs, okay? And kind of coming back to this whole thing with Ken's token, we started off with just the tokens and then went into the NFTs. And the reason for that is because we really wanted to build a community. And I felt we could build in a community through the NFTs, especially if we did something different. So now we decided we're going to have an exchange. I said, okay, we're going to take, if we create the NFTs, we're going to take 2% of the total profits from the exchange that happens every day, which could be just tons and tons of money. Okay. And we're going to divide that up equally among the 10,000 NFTs. Okay. So that way, everybody that has an NFT, as soon as we turn on the exchange, which is going to be sometime in February, they're going to start to see tokens come in every day. Every time there's a transaction, you're going to start to see something happen. And, that's pretty crazy. And I said, okay, well, now what if we could do like a bonus NFT also? Okay. And what if we took 10% of those and we made them randomly done? And those 10% or 1,000, in this case, we've actually got 1,111 bonus NFTs out of the 10,000. Okay. 1,000 of those are going to be randomly generated. 111 of them are for marketing and stuff. Okay. But so you got a 10% chance of somebody arbitrarily getting one of these bonus NFTs, which is going to share in 5% of the revenue, the net revenue. So, you got 1,000, or you got what? 1,000 people sharing in 5% of the revenue compared to 10,000 people sharing in 2% of the revenue. So it's a big, big, big bonus. Okay. And what's cool about that, since we had the exchanges, we were able to put these kind of things together. And, it's like you can put almost anything in an NFT. That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It's not just so much about an image. Now, each one of our images, we have hired top-notch, artists. So we're going to have really high quality, three-dimensional artwork and 10,000 totally different designs. Okay. And they'll all be just a little bit different with eyebrows, all the different kinds of things that they can do. But they'll have unique identifiers in the form of a gold wheelchair, since my brother has, spent a lot of his life in a wheelchair. And when people look at that NFT and it has the gold wheelchair, that's one of the 5%ers. So it'll be visually recognizable for people to see that they have that 5%er. So we've just done something different and really put something together that's trying to always think again about how can everybody benefit from this. And I think if you always ask yourself that question, how can everybody benefit? Your mind is amazing, guys. I mean, it really is. It's like the one thing that it cannot ignore is a question. Okay. You can take all other kinds of statements, but it can't ignore questions. So if you learn to ask good questions, that's what's really got us here. We've taken our time with this. We have not launched it out. I want to go out to a bunch of media places right now because we have one person that came in and bought 42 of our NFTs. Okay. Without ever even talking to us. Okay. And then a few days later came back and bought like 25 more. Okay. We are the best kept secret in the crypto space. I honestly believe that. And I think if we went out and we start talking about it, we would sell these things out that much faster. But, Doug made a good point. My partner made a good point. Let's go ahead and get the exchange up, which will be the first part of February. And where we actually got people where they can go out and see that we have that. And and then we can actually put the NFTs in the NFT marketplace that we'll have. And, they'll kind of go from there. But they won't actually, when you buy one of these, when you go to the NFT marketplace, one thing that's interesting to note is that you'll just see a generic image until they actually buy it. And then they all actually get minted, and then they'll see the actual ones that they end up with. So it's an amazing place. It's an amazing place. We're looking at having a lot of fun, creating an environment. I mean, this is all about community, guys. It's all about community, creating a community. And with the NFTs, it gives us the ability to go out and reach out to that community, kind of develop some relationships with them. And just, it's amazing when people start to see, I think I told Eric about this. You haven't heard this yet, Brandon. Doug and I were talking yesterday, what if we could take on the NFT, right? Since it's going to produce income, right? It's going to have producing stuff all the time, right? What if we could put a little box there, almost like an odometer, okay? That showed like what the lifetime, amount of Ken's coin that it's churned. And then it also has like a trip odometer, like the little 24 hours. In the last 24 hours, what it's done. I mean, how cool would it be to go into an NFT marketplace and have an image that's like got a thing that just keeps kind of scrolling? It's like, it's.
Hey, Steve, I want you to hit that on one thing you said there. That is, guys, we did a late night crypto talk, but we talked about NFTs for 3 nights, so everybody understood what it was. But what Steve is talking about here is revolutionary. Having an NFT that is producing income just because you hold the NFT, not just when you sell it, when the value rises. The fact that you're just holding it is created. Can you hit on that a little bit more, Steve?
Yeah, this is one of the things I think that was really genius about what we did. And I my hat's off to my partner, Doug, for this, because he came up with this promissory note. We spent a lot of money to get attorneys to figure this whole thing out. Okay. So each NFT that we have comes with 2022 Ken's Coin Wheels tokens. And those Wheels tokens are secured by a promissory note. And this promissory note is what pays the 2% to everybody. And it pays for 25 years. And because of law in the United States, we can only do a promissory note for 25 years. Okay. So at the end of 25 years, all you do is check the box again if you want to keep getting paid. Okay. So it's literally something that's going to go forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay. And over and above the 5% and the 2%, okay, we decided, this has never been, to me, this has never been about money. It's about trying to do some good in the community and really help some people. So, our thing from the very beginning is we're going to take 20% of the net proceeds of the exchange, and we're going to put that right back to Ken's Coin holders, okay, on it every day, every minute that they happen. So we've got the 20%, we've got the 5% and the 2%. We've got 27% of the net proceeds that are being paid right back to the Ken's Coin token holders. See, it's about the token, but it's disguised really in this NFT to start with, right? And this is the thing that you got to understand, guys. And I put a lot of time thinking into this, and this is what really makes it work, is when we find these different communities or charities or nonprofits, and we can go do these NFTs and create real value in the community and try and figure out how we can make this NFT worth something that can be transferred over and over and beneficial to people. Then once we do that and we've sold that, now we can go back to them, and now it's time to talk about the token. Okay. Because now everybody's seen goodwill that you put into the community. Now everybody gets a chance to get the token at a really, really good price. Okay. And then once we do that, now we can go onto the exchange, and we turn it onto the exchange, and we do the press releases, and we tell everybody else about it. Now all of the people that got in here at the beginning, are going to make a trainload of money. They're going to make a lot of money. And this has been one of the biggest problems in the crypto space, is that you guys have probably been there, right? You have somebody call you up, and I mean, Eric, how many times we had this call? Oh, 5 o'clock, man, we got to get on this thing. Man, quick swap, go over here. You got to set your settings to this. Got to do this, man. It's going to go off. And man, this is the one, right? And we go there, and we get there, and we do it all, and we can't buy nothing. We find out, okay, there was bots in there. They bought all this stuff up, and it's like a nightmare, right? It's like you can't figure out how to do that. But so we've solved that problem, because by creating a community with the NFTs and really having a community there. And see, this is all about helping take people into the metaverse, guys. I mean, this is where the world is going. And so we need to be able to educate everybody that we're bringing into, how is this going to continue to work for them? So it just gives us such a great opportunity to be able to teach people about the metaverse, about the NFTs, about digital currency, and about community. Because, if you really truly have a community, okay, and you follow our plan, you can literally take everybody inside that community and turn them into an economy. Okay, we can help these people really flush things out, and we've solved a lot of the big problems out there, because there's not a way before where you can go out and just go tell your friends and then get in on a real good coin. Okay, when it's on an exchange, because there's bots out there, guys. There's guys that got a whole lot more money than we do, that are a whole lot smarter, that have programmed a whole bunch of different stuff, and they figure out how to go get this stuff. Okay, so we've had to figure out kind of a workaround to that whole project, and it's just exciting. It's so exciting. I mean, Eric is the only person that's been promoting what we're doing. Okay. And I mean, it's like the best kept secret in crypto. We've sold, I think, over 300 units so far. And it's just, it's amazing.
Steve,
we've met
let's talk about that.
Amazing people.
You're at
too.
the very beginning still. And you say
What's
that we've
that?
sold 300. We're at the very beginning, and you sold 300. What does it take to get a TOAX NFT right now? What is the price?
Right now, and this is important, guys. I mean, Eric came to us and said, "Hey, look, guys, I've got a really good community of people here that I'd like to be able to, and since I'm your first investor, give me a chance to go ahead and introduce it to my friends and family first, right?" So that's what we said we'd do. Okay, so for the first 1,000, okay, we're selling this right now for 3 BNB tokens. Okay, the BNB tokens, I think right now are like 450, something right around that. So it's about $1,350 for one of our NFTs. And but wait, there's more. And for the first 1,000, okay, we're also for every NFT that you buy, we're giving you 2 entries into a drawing to win a brand new Tesla Model S or Model X. Okay. After the first 1,000, then for everybody gets 1 entry per. So once we do that, we're going to have a live virtual party, guys. Okay. We're going to give away Teslas. We're going to give away like $300,000 worth of like just really cool, amazing stuff. So we're going to build a community of people that absolutely love us, okay, and are really, really happy and excited about things. And then we're going to say, hey, look, now we move into the token range and give everybody an opportunity to get into the tokens. And then we go and turn it on to the exchange. So we've got this figured out in a way to where we can really help everybody do some really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. And Brandon?
Something I wanted to add about the pre-sale though, Steve, is not only do you get your NFT for the 3BNB, but with every NFT, it actually comes with 2022 Ken's tokens, which was the original token of the project. But right now we've got a promo until the end of the month, till the end of January, where you get double Ken's tokens. So you're going to get 4,044 Ken's tokens. And then on top of that, the person that referred you, they're going to get bonused with a 100% match of 4,044 Ken's tokens. So that's going on right now to the end of January. This is a really big deal. Why is that? Because you're getting the NFT, which is going to be a revenue producing NFT, but the Ken's tokens themselves will, of course, eventually have value when we launch them on the exchange. And, we can't make a promise on what that's going to be, but believe me, since we have control over the exchange, we're going to have a lot of control over what that token is launched at.
Yeah. Let me interject it. I mean, this is one thing cool that you brought up. I'm really glad you did, is because see, at the end of this promotion, okay, we're going to go out and we're going to run all of these through our exchange. Okay. So we're going to take the amount of BNB that was paid, and since it's secured by Ken's Coin tokens, we're going to have like 10,000 transactions. Okay. They're going to put a premium set at a price. Okay. So we're literally trying to getting a price that's going to come in. So maybe around 70 to 80 cents, something like that, which is pretty cool. Okay. Once you've got 10,000 transactions like that, and then we come through and sell it to our local family. Right. So yeah, this is the way to do this in a way that's really going to kind of assure that everybody has the best opportunity to really reap some rewards. Yeah, this is so much fun, guys. I mean, I have a hard time. I wonder if I got my pink eye because I don't sleep enough. I don't know. I just,
Well, Steve, what is the total supply of the coins? That's what somebody is asking.
Okay, there are 8.8 billion Ken's Coin tokens. Okay, this is a finite number. It is a finite number. It's not like Ethereum or some of these other things.
What I love about that is, if you look at a lot of these token projects that start up, they start up with not just billions but trillions, and in some cases quadrillion tokens. Yeah,
because they're trying to just have something that has so many decimal points that anybody will throw a couple $100 at it, right? Okay, those are just and that's just because they're trying to figure out how to do pump and dump, okay, rug pulls, that kind of stuff, right? We're trying to create real value, okay? And we're going to create real value, because once we turn on the exchange, literally, we've got 8 billion tokens. Whatever we don't sell to our marketplace, when we sell those tokens, 70% of the money that comes in is going to go directly out to help family that have special needs kids, okay? And we're going to document that all and turn it into NFTs. I mean, this is not a pull for us to just stick a whole bunch of money in our pocket, okay? This has never been about money. But when you say that, the funniest thing is I've been involved in a lot of different businesses over the last 40 years as an entrepreneur, and I've never seen anything that's quite like what this is. Okay. The machine that we put in together by taking literally 27% of the profits and turning it into Ken's Coin tokens and distributing that to Ken's Coin holders as the transactions happen it's going to encourage you to want to hold on to those tokens, right? Because if you get rid of the tokens, you're not going to get as much tomorrow as you got today. Okay. And anytime we've got a system that's in place, it's guaranteeing like 27% of this volume is going to automatically buy Ken's coin tokens. Okay. That's going to continue to make the market price of that coin go up. Okay. It's just basic supply and demand. At least that's what my econ professor taught me a long time ago. So I really think that we've got a coin that is going to have a tremendous value. And the more we put in, it's this unbelievable perpetual kind of a money machine. Like the more you put into it, the more charities and foundations and nonprofits and everything we put into it, the more it eats, the faster it eats, the bigger it gets, and the more food it has. Okay. And it never runs out of food. Okay. It's like, it's the coolest thing in the world. I mean, I'm a math guy. I've always been a math guy. And it's like, you just see how this works and see one of the things we're doing with this is like, when you go to the charities, we're going to give them back 10% of this fee in order so we have the exclusivity. Okay. So think about that. A Make-A-Wish, I think you've got to agree with me that a Make-A-Wish could probably come out of the gate and do at least as well as a Dogecoin that was started as a practical joke, right? You got tens of millions of people around the world that have been supporting it for decades. Okay. So if it comes out and did $1 billion in transactions a day, okay, 0.001 is $1 million a day. 10% of that is $100,000 a day automatically going back to that wallet every single day, just based on transaction volume. That's not based on nothing else. Okay. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's a great approach to people, right? If I could show you how to, put $1 million to $3 million a month, in your account every month, like forever, and didn't cost you anything, and we could implement it within like 45 days, could I have time to talk to you? That's how hard pressure, the sales approach is. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's like, really, who's going to say no to that? Okay. One thing I learned in the sales is you never ask questions you don't know what the answer to, right?
We're already going to be announcing over the next week here some of our first organizations.
Yeah, guys, we have customers. Yeah. Okay. We have customers. Okay. We have big customers. You have no idea how big these customers can already be, with where we're at. And it's kind of like we haven't gone out to get a whole bunch of them in yet because we want to make sure the exchange is in place and we want to make sure all these other things are there. But the other thing that's critical is that we're trying to do everything within our own community. Okay. I want to reach out to our people inside our community and work with those people because they have special, projects and things that are really passionate to them about. Right. And because if you bring something to the table with us, boy, do you share. Okay. You share, when we put something like that together, we typically end up with probably 5 to 7% of the initial token supply, which we split with whoever brings that to the table with us. Okay. Plus, we get, 20 to 30% of the initial NFT sales, which we split with the people who bring that to us. So you're talking about if you can help us accomplish our goals of transforming 10,000 communities into economies by introducing the right people to us, you will literally create generational wealth for you and your family. Okay. While making the world a better place. And, to me, I mean, I don't know of a much better thing that you can think about doing, we can really go help a lot of people, guys. And, it's so funny when I've been in so many different businesses as an entrepreneur. A lot of times you get in and you figure out how can I make the most money, and most of the time when you get into a business and you think about that business doesn't seem to go very well. Okay. But it's like when you really get out and you just start to think about people and how can I really help as many people as possible. And, the reason I'm here, guys, is I'm not here because I'm a smart guy or anything like that. I'm here because I've spent, the last 10 years of my life, I'm a member of very high level mastermind groups. Okay. I spend at least $25,000 a year to be members of very high level mastermind groups of guys that are facilitating the groups are making at least 8 figures personal income. Okay. I try and surround myself with guys that are way smarter than I am. I'm 62 years old. I got no business being a crypto guy. It's like, how do the guys my age even learn this stuff? Well, the only reason is because I surround myself with people that are, I try and surround myself with people that are smarter than I am and know things that I don't know. And, we are surrounded with some amazing people that when you run you get to run ideas by, and Peter Diamandis, who's my coach at Abundance 360, he has a great saying. He says, look, he says, life's really simple. He said, if you want to become a billionaire, just figure out a way to help 1 billion people. Okay. And, it really is not that. I think that we have a program, guys. I think that if you tap into our program and you plug into what we have created, you can find that kind of success. I think that you can really find that kind of success, and we can find that kind of impact. And, you really can create generational wealth for you and your families while making the world a better place. And I mean, I can't just think of anything better than I'm 62 years old. I finally figured out what I want to do when I grow up. It's like,
on that note, we're coming to the top of the hour, and I wanted to be able to give our community the opportunity to hear from you directly, and also Eric, about this amazing opportunity. This is the first NFT I ever bought, and we've been educating our community on what NFTs are, a metaverse. That's all we've been talking about. And we have a Telegram group for the TOAX. So anybody that wants the NFT, then get back to whoever invited you to introduce you to this, and submit the name. We're going to submit that to the guys at the TOAX. They're going to give you a very unique link that's just for you that you can use to purchase your NFT. And then there's also, if you sell 4 NFTs, you're going to be given a free NFT yourself for every 4 that's sold. So that's another way to get your hands on more NFTs. So Steve, is there anything you want to say to end this? And then I'm going to give everybody the last thing and we're going to dismiss.
No, I think that, also on that note, if you refer 4, you do get a free NFT, and you also get 1 or 2 entries for every person that you refer into the drawing for the free Model S or Model X Tesla, that's going to be kind of cool to give away too. So, hey, thank you, Brandon, for having me on. I really, I love being around other people that love to learn about this stuff. It's just the coolest time in the world for all of us. And, we're lucky to have people like Brandon out here that are spending their time really educating people about this and about the things that are going on here, guys, because, this is stuff that, you need to listen to. And, maybe not all of it's going to always apply, but it's really important. The world's moving in a different place, and hats off, Brandon. It's the kind of stuff we have to teach people. People need to understand this, right?
Absolutely.
Different world we're moving into, and where else are we going to learn it?
Well, all right, everybody. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Steve and Eric, for being here. You guys heard you like free stuff. Get a chance to get a free Tesla. Also, next week is our 5-day challenge, everybody. 5-day challenge with the Ivy League Crypto Academy. Eric is one of our panelists. You're going to hear from him. We're giving away free Bitcoin. We're giving away a free vacation. Make sure you plug in. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, but you got to register first. ilcachallenge.com. ilcachallenge.com if you want to be a promoter, because you've got a crypto community and people that need crypto education. This is like a virtual boot camp so that people get introduced to crypto and they don't have to pay anything. They're going to be able to watch it stream live on Facebook. But we do have a VIP section for those of you that want that backstage pass. One time, $97 to be in the backstage. You're going to get all the recordings. You're going to get the workbook. And you don't have to teach this to anybody. Let us do all the teaching of crypto for you on your behalf. So with that, we'll be doing more interviews. I'm going to have Eric and Steve back again, probably after the 5-day challenge next week. So probably back in two more weeks. We'll have them come back. We'll talk more about TOAX and the development of the project and the exchange and how you guys can get your hands on it as well. So with that, thank you guys for being here. Again, thank you, Eric and Steve. Let me play my exit video, and I will see you on the next Crypto Talk. Take care.
Great
everybody.
to be here. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Steve.
From the beginning of time, man has always had a pursuit of the best quality of life possible. That quality of life is not possible without resources. The form of resources we have accumulated has changed over time from cowrie shells, state-controlled money, precious metals, real estate, and stocks and bonds. Over the past 100 years, the world has been dominated by the US dollar and its reserves. But everything that has a beginning also has an end. A new financial revolution is upon us with the emergence of a digital economy. The way we earn, spend, and accumulate resources is fundamentally changing. A new asset has appeared that the wealthy have overlooked. Bitcoin has become the best performing asset of the past decade by far. With only 21 million ever in existence, there are more millionaires and billionaires in the world today than there are Bitcoin. Just by holding 0.25 Bitcoin today will put you in the top 1% asset holders in the world in the next 5 to 10 years. If you had invested $100,000 in Bitcoin in 2013, today it will be worth more than $15 million. Bitcoin billionaire Raoul Pal says, Bitcoin's performance is so dominant and so all-encompassing that it is going to suck in every single asset narrative dry and spit it out. Never before in my career have I seen a trade so dominant that holding any other assets makes almost no sense. This is not an industry you can afford to ignore. If you want to remain in business, then you must adapt. Are you offering services in Bitcoin? Are you accepting payments with digital currencies? Have you adopted blockchain technology? Blockbuster Video at one point was the most dominant video service in the world. They had the opportunity to be part of Netflix, but they ignored the changing technology. Where is Blockbuster today? Where will you be tomorrow?